Oh, is it on? Let me see. Testing. Oh, I think I heard myself. I think I think I had it pulled up. I think they could hear me for a little bit, but I'm not. Yeah, I think they could hear me. I don't think I can hear you though. Testing, testing. I think they can only hear me right now. Hello, testing, testing. Yeah, I think they could only hear me right now. I don't think so. Testing, testing. I still can't hear you on the stream. Yes. Yeah, I think we should get pairings up first for sure. Yeah, it's yeah. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's echoing on my side when it goes through my headphones. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So can you guys hear me okay? Is it like echoing or anything? There's some like feedback. No, I don't think so. At least I don't hear.
Try now. Try now.
Testing, testing. Oh, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes, finally. Try now. Try now. Testing, testing. Okay, so you guys can hear me, right? Yes, finally. Try now. All right.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so you guys can hear me, right? Awesome. Okay. So, yes, finally. Sorry, guys. I got a new mic, but it just like doesn't work very well for this streaming thing. So now I'm gonna be on my phone. Hopefully, it's gonna be good now. Sorry, guys. Thank you so much for waiting, everyone. This is our second ever tournament hosted by me at Team PDC and PengPirates. Adrian, my co-host. I'm gonna actually pull up our faces. Yeah, I'm Adrian. That's Adrian over there to my left. So if you guys can hear both of us, let us know in chat. I'm so sorry for all the delays, but appreciate you guys for waiting. We're gonna go ahead and get started with the tournament. Yes, pairings are final. Okay. So we have 43 players today. Everyone should be.
Oh, I actually don't think I can hear you now. I'm just realizing that I'm hearing you through the stream.
Oh, yeah. You can hear me now, right? You can hear me now, right? Adrian?
Try again.
Yeah. Hello, Adrian?
Yeah, I don't think I can hear you on my side.
Audio settings. Ah, there we go. That's why. Yeah, you can hear me now. Can you hear me now?
I think so. Yeah. Yes.
Nice. Sweet. Okay. And then. Okay, let's go on to table one, yeah?
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm
yep.
now.
Let me go ahead and join up. Hey guys, we're going to be streaming your table, so good luck. Oh. Hey, we're gonna be streaming your table, so good luck, everyone.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, let me on video participants. There we go, and then stream video window Discord. There we go. Awesome. I guess we're gonna increase it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so this is the stream. Just want to give a final confirmation for everyone. Is there still an echo, Tyler?
I think you should be good.
All right. Yeah. We're good until further notice. Um, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and oh, there's Echo and Adrian talks.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, I
okay, I
see.
see.
Is that something you can fix, Adrian, or is it on my side?
I
I
think it
think it
might be.
might be.
I think it might be what?
I think
I
it
think it
might
might
be
be
on
on
yours,
yours,
but let
but
me
let me
check
check
my
my
mic
mic.
if it's the correct one. Yeah, because I haven't changed anything.
Yeah, for some reason, it's like it's really picking up on it's really picking up on like uh, it's really picking up on you today. I'm not too sure why. I'm a little, oh, let me do noise suppression. Noise suppression. See if that works. Okay, it should be a little bit better, but we'll see. We'll see how things go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just try to turn my phone away. All right, guys. So let us know if it's still a little bit unbearable, but for now, let's see how things go. Sounds like feedback from a speaker, perhaps where the audio is coming out, getting picked up by the mic, creating a small loop. Yeah. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Okay.
All right, let's see how this
So
game's going.
yeah, let's see. We're midway into the game now. This is Sakazuki versus Eno. What do you think, Adrian? It's been like a long time since OP5 released. We're a week away from nationals. How do you think about this matchup?
Um, I think for the most part, I know a lot of Sakazuki players think it's it's pretty it's pretty free depending on, but I think it's just depends on what deck the NL is playing. If they're playing more rush NLs, it's going to be a lot more difficult for Sakazuki to deal with and grind out. I think some people are even taking out 10 cost as a tech, but overall, I think it's about even if I had to like on like a bigger scale. It just depends on so many different things.
Yeah, I think from my side, I still think NL is relatively free. But
Yeah.
sometimes you just can't play around certain triggers. I mean, if they have a
Yep.
beige and a thunderbolt late in their life,
Yes.
yeah, there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, there's so many factors that go into this matchup. I feel like one or two good triggers like really impede Sakazuki sometimes if they're well timed. Something like a Shirahoshi is something that's pretty hard to deal with too, because Katakuri could just bring it back into life.
Yeah, so it seems like he's Sakazuki's at his sixth on right now. He's able to play a brand new and a Borsalino. It's like a pretty good turn. I assume going second, Sakazuki is like super favorite here. Uh, at seven Don, Enel's probably gonna want to see the rush Enel, right?
Yeah, you definitely want to see either a rush Enel or like a small mom. I think rush Enel is a little bit better because it sticks onto the board for like turns and turns after it's played. Or they have to commit like a lot of Dawn and a lot of cards in hand to do some sort of like double removal thing on it. It gets a little weird. See Gadatsu being played onto Branu. It doesn't look like, yeah, no 7 cost on curve to play. I think you just swing here.
Swing seven, so yeah, Sakazuki's taking this. Normally against Enel, you kind of want to get down to that 2 life mark anyway,
Yeah.
just because you're gonna be playing a lot of your four costs, right? Your Lucci mainly and your Rebecca's, and by the time you get the NL down to 1 life, you're gonna be at 2, and so when he brings out the Yamato to heal, he won't be able to pop your Lucci's.
Hmm. Yeah. The only way that like NL can comfortably like pop something and gain life with Yamato is if they put something back with Katakuri, which can definitely happen, but it's not safe enough to go down to 1 life against NL, so I think 2 is, like, just that perfect sweet spot for where they actually need more cards to do a whole lot more. But the board so far isn't too threatening. This is 6K at NL's life.
Yeah, so it's I mean at 8 Dawn, typically what you want to see from the Sakazuki side is like the Rebecca Hina
Yeah.
Lucci combo. But I think here it's not too bad either. Playing swing for 6 and then slapping down the big Porcelino
Mhm.
and bottom decking.
I do think if the Sakazuki player doesn't run, um, Kaido, though, it could get a little bit dicey in this situation, because if he does 8-drop Katakuri his Borsalino back into life, um, he'll be at that perfect sweet spot where Sakazuki's at 3 life, and then you could just play Starve from then on out, like with Yamato KOs and everything. But there's always like a Sakazuki always has like some sort of counterplay to it, so
Yeah, I think I think going first, playing big Borsa is much more threatening. I'd
yeah.
say, you know, whenever you drop down the big Borsa, you always expect to get it bottom decked by a
Yes.
category.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's just kind of like a rite of passage you got to go through.
Yeah. Yeah, those are plays that just always happen.
Yeah, like next turn, he's gonna have to clear the category, right? Because if you're able to slap down category and also slap down a Yamato, it's like that board is
Yeah.
too much to deal with.
Yeah, and I do think Sakazuki should take here just because, yeah, like you said earlier, you don't wanna be at that life where they can KO something with Yamato and then gain a life. You're losing so much tempo with that. So I think dropping down to 2 isn't the worst thing to do here, unless he has, like, literally no removal. Yeah, so he's gonna take
Oh wow, and NL chooses not to swing with Gadatsu, so he is sort of starving, like you said he was, right? Like,
yeah, I think it's a little dangerous because you don't know if he can play 10 cost Kaido. Um, I don't know. It's in my opinion, swinging with the Gadatsu like 5 into 7 might have been okay to do. Especially if he blocks with Borsalino, that guarantees a card out of his hand at least. But I definitely could see just leaving it up. Like you just want your opponent to swing into your life at this point.
yeah, I think it's reasonable. I think regardless, I'm not sure if Kaido here is the right play. So
Oh no, I don't think it's the correct play like right now.
yeah,
But yeah, doing starve is um I don't know. I don't know if it's ever worth it for NL anymore because Kaido just exists.
right. Like Kaido is mainly for that late game situation where, you know, Sokka is spending 2 cards clearing your big drop, and then you guys go through it back and forth maybe 2 times, and then by the time Sakazuki's at a one card in hand, he just or 2 cards, he just drops a Kaido and he suddenly replenishes his hand, and then now all of a sudden you're out
Yeah.
of resources as
Yeah,
NL.
exactly. Yeah. And like their big characters don't matter because Kaido is like at just the most premium stat line at like 12K. It's such an uphill battle after it's played for NL. Okay, so he's gonna drop down to one life here. That's good for him.
That's interesting because that's a 5 swing, but more importantly, he just used 2 resources for that, and or 2 Dawn resources. So now, yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna go for that Ice Age Borsalino. Oh, he's not.
he's going for a Hina. I think that should okay. Hina onto Gadatsu with a Lucci, KOing 2. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That is 3 cards out of hand though. So if he doesn't have something like a 10 cost next turn, it could be really hard for him to come back like resource wise. Especially if NL plays something like Yamato here onto the Hina.
Yeah, but no, I think it was the correct play. I mean, it was
Yeah, for sure.
really good. You develop 2 cards on the board. You get to swing 5 twice,
Yeah.
and then you remove everything. So I know right now is a blank slate. I assume that he's gonna. I think he could save Yamato and instead maybe 7 swing and play Katakuri. But oh, here comes
Yeah.
the Yama.
Yeah, I don't think Katakuri was a bad option there if he had it for sure. Oh, KOing. Oh, the Sakazuki's actually at 3 life, it looks like.
Yeah, let me actually go ahead and let them know this real quick.
Touch it.
Yeah. Yeah, you pop
Yeah.
Lychee. So I'm at 3 life. He's at 1. He said it's both. Both
Oh,
life.
okay. Bring the cards.
Yeah, I'm at
Yeah,
3
he's at
life.
3 life.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
No, you're good. My bad. It's off the side. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, so I think Sakazuki's at 3 life. Yeah, all the cards should be in frame, especially for the webcam tournaments.
Yeah, guys. So yeah, that was tournament legal. There were a total of 4 cards in life between both players, so we're good to go on that. Well, that's kind of rough for Sakazuki.
Yeah, this is the tough spot because then like Sakazuki, if he can't really swing with anything here, it's gonna get immediately just gotten rid of. And he's gonna have to keep dumping resources into removing these big high cost things. So yeah, I think he's gonna go wide here, swing 5.
I think what was happening is
Oh no, he's blocking. Yeah,
yeah,
he's
I
blocking.
think he swung 6 at brand new, and then he
Yes.
blocked with
Yeah.
Borsellino. Because yeah,
Yeah.
if you're Saka and he's swinging at your life, you just take that,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
of course. Just take it 100%. Yeah. But I wonder what Sakazuki does here. I feel like this is actually the situation where if Tenko's Kaido was dropped down right now, I think it's a really good situation for Sokka to be in because you're not like hard removing the Yamato, but like you're basically saying you cannot swing with the Yamato and you have to play something again next turn.
Yeah, I agree. I think yeah, Kaido here would be a game winner. I still think I'm on the philosophy of not playing Kaidos like in my deck list. So I think here, even without Kaido, you're still in a winning position. It really
Yeah, if
depends
you
how many big drops uh, Yellow has in his hand, right? Like if
yes,
he
yeah.
has, like you can definitely deal with this one. You can probably deal with a second one, but if he has a third, maybe a fourth, then that's when it gets really dicey.
Yeah. So it looks like he's gonna swing 5 here, not committing any Dawn yet.
Honestly, you probably should have swung 5 with this leader first.
Yes, yeah. I'm always telling people you should plan out your turn out, right? And then you should always swing with leader first, just in case some trigger happens, you don't want to swing with that character anymore. Especially when you have like such a good, or especially when Enel has such a good Thunderbolt target like Borsellino on board.
Yeah, I mean, if he swings and triggers a Thunderbolt, it's gonna land on the Borsellino no matter
Yeah.
what. So, um,
Yeah, so 5 and 5 coming down. He takes the second one. Searching L Thor with the Shura. That's gonna let him play like so much more. It's just gonna let him play so much more recklessly. But he does have to get him down to 2 life. He still has 10 Dawn, so 10 cost Kaido is still definitely on the table. He's
Ooh,
swinging
he's committing
6K.
to a 6 swing. That's interesting.
He wants a 2K out. He could still play something like Ice Age Borsalino. But I wonder what the line of play here is. Yamato's currently at 8.
Yeah, definitely Yamato's getting cleared this time around. Uh, yeah, I think swinging with a Borsalino wasn't too bad since he's at 3 life, right? He's not in danger of getting rushed down. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, next turn you either heal
Oh,
with a big creature or oh yeah, I mean there's why, right? Freaking uh
this
I
is just
wouldn't say this
going
is
wide.
like I don't think that this is actually that great of a move. I mean, I assume that, he's bricked up in his hand, but if you have the option of clearing the Yamato, like you do it, right? Like walling up right now, uh one of those creeps is getting cleared by the Yamato next round. And now NL can choose between healing or playing like a rush NL to just kind of nah, he's probably still gonna heal next turn. But
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I actually don't mind this play because I think the general idea is just you want bodies on the board, and Enel could only reasonably clear one of these things with Yamato. So he'll still have 4 swings on the next turn. Because if he's not healing, or if he's not using his Dawn to heal himself, he's kind of in a bad spot. And he'll only have 2 Dawn left to swing with leader. So he could probably counter out. He could probably, block 2K that. And then you're left with still 3 characters on the board, which is pretty nice. But it looks like he is going to heal with the Katakuri, put Shirahoshi back in.
There is one thing, like I think a lot of NLs recently, the new flavor is playing the Shirahoshi. And I
I've seen
actually
that, yeah.
I'm pretty like upset by that. Like I think Shirahoshi is a lot more underrated than we give it for. Like
Mhm.
it's able to cycle through your hand. As a yellow player, it's really easy to brick up. But then you just play that Shirahoshi, and it's not even a wasted 5 cost, right? Because later on, you have Katakuri, you can bounce it back, and then all of a sudden that card becomes extra value since it's a
Yep.
graceful charity. The second bounce back becomes a +1.
Yeah.
So it's
It
it's
is
just tough.
great. It is great for that. And then yeah, we're gonna see. Looks like he swung 7 at um something, but he countered out the 2K, and Yamato is gonna take out the Borsalino there. So yeah, just trying to put as many bodies down as possible. But it's gonna be tough because there's 2 big things on the board now. If you can't remove at least one of them, it's gonna be tough to fight back for board. And it looks like he's finally running out of cards in hand too. So I think that's 6 cards in hand for the Sakazuki player. I mean, there's so many different things you could do. Swings 5, Shirahoshi comes down.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, for one, categories going away, right? And I mean that's without a doubt. The second thing is, do you try to swing at his life or do you try to clear the Yamato, right? If you do Helm Blaze, you can, I mean, there's a chance for you to clear Yamato, right? Like you can add 4,000 to a 9,000 and do a 13,000 swing and either rip out all the cards in his hand or he lets it go and then his board is cleared.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think we're going through that option anymore just because he swung and let the Shiroshi get played. So you assume NL now has a handful of counters.
yeah, and I still think, that 5 swing, it's a little brave to take that, if, from my perspective, just because he has 3 more swings, and if those are all to your life, that could potentially take a lot of cards out of your hand. And he didn't leave anything up for Thor because he can't really use it with him being at 3 life. But yeah, it looks like he's going to lose. Looks like he's gonna lose the Yamato here for getting bottom decked.
And I think here's where we see the experience. If he's smart, he's just going to pass the turn.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
he
good.
definitely just passes here. Even if you were to like full swing everything, that would only give up like I think a 1k and a 2k, and then your board is rested, right? So we're
It's even
definitely playing
worse,
it
right?
nice.
Like you're leaving both your blockers. You have to swing with both your blockers.
Yeah,
Oh no, there's three active attackers. Yeah, you're right. So just two cards.
yeah, but
But
I
then
think the main idea is just you want them to attack your life right now, right? It doesn't look like he has a lot of. Oh, but here comes a Yamato down again. And yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, if you're at 3 life against Yamato, um, or against Enel, that Yamato is coming down and it's KOing something. Like, so he really wants to drop down to 2. And I feel like if you're Enel here, I would not fault him for not swinging here.
yeah, it's crazy. Like Kaido kind of kills. Kaido definitely kills the Starve, but at this point, he hasn't played Kaido. There's been a couple
Yeah,
turns where Kaido could have been played. Do you just not swing here? Or, like, do you just not wait a
yeah.
turn and then get three bodies on board and then start swinging? Because at that point, Saka doesn't have the hand to follow up.
I do think you at the very least, you're gonna want to swing lead here, with leader. And yeah, I was just about to say you don't mind swinging into lead at this point because at this point it's like diminishing returns, right? Like you need to kill him someday. So starting to swing here is completely fine. And his only real threat to your board is like the Borsalino. He's gonna only swing with Katakuri though, um which I think is valid actually. It's the only character that he can swing with pretty much because it looks like he wants to keep one Dawn up for Thor that he searched out earlier. So even if he swings the 5k, it's just going to get blocked with a 6k blocker.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a comment really quick. Like a couple rounds earlier, the Sakazuki player decided to block and save his brand new. I think
Yeah.
that in hindsight was probably a bad decision. One of the things that I think is really troublesome as a Sakazuki player is when your board becomes too full, right? Because a lot of your cards rely on you comboing them with each other. So you
Mhm.
have to play a Hina with something so that it can get popped. You can play
Mhm.
Rebecca Hina Lucci, right? If you have, a field of four characters, you can't really play any combos, right?
Yeah.
So like he's almost relegated to either play a big Borsa or just to waste a lot of cards.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think here NL triggers a Beige. Borsalino can no longer attack this turn. Basically, I mean, it seemed like the Sakazuki player was just gonna go all in and start swinging, but now he can't even swing with the Borsellino to try and clear the Katakuri. And then yeah, now it's kind of like what you were talking about. It's looking kind of tough if they don't have like exactly Ice Age Borsellino because they're
Yeah,
gonna have to give up something on board.
I mean, we already saw another a nice stage earlier, right? So he's only
Yeah.
got one left in his deck. I it looks pretty grim considering how many cards yellow has at this stage of the game. Like usually at this point, after playing, two categories and two Yamatos, they should be around like 4 cards. But you
Yeah.
can see yellow has a handful of cards, probably like 10Ks, 10K encounter, maybe like one more Yama,
Yeah. He
one more
cycled
Artifact.
twice with Shirahoshi.
Yeah, I think if another category comes out and puts Shirahoshi back in, I think it's a wrap.
Yeah. He is gonna take the second 7K though, which is pretty good for him, for the Sakazuki player, because now he's finally gonna start getting cards out of his opponent's hand. I think if you swing with the Borsa and the Sakazuki, you potentially could get like 2 to 4 cards out of their hand for this turn.
He just dumped a Katakuri.
Oh, dumping a Katakuri there is kind of wild to me actually.
If he's dumping Katakuri,
He must have at least
he
another one
must
in
have
hand.
another one. So this list is running 4 Katakuris.
Mhm. Yeah, so he's gonna swing 8K with lead here. I think
This
I
is
think we
100%.
definitely counter this.
Yeah, you counter this, but this is 100% a desperation play.
Oh yeah, full swinging here. He definitely wanted to do it. I even forgot he had the Elthor up, which is even more non-committal for him. Uh yeah, this is tough. I think this is the play that he wanted to go with anyway. Um because of the Hina swing, but having the Borsellino not being able to swing just puts him so far behind.
Oh, you Rebecca's to grab a Borsellino. That's what I'm talking about, right? Like you only have a 5th card slot. You can't play Rebecca without wasting some sort of resource.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that here. He only
Yeah,
grabs
he
a 1K
doesn't play
counter,
anything more.
and he chose not to swing with the small Borsa, which I'd say is understandable, but it's at this point, if NL plays another boss monster, I think the game's
It's
done.
it's very yeah, it's gonna be very hard to come back from this. I think yeah, because he's definitely losing at least his Borsellino and his Rebecca, maybe potentially even more. Uh, I think the worst scenario for him actually would be if he has another Katakuri. Oh, but Yamato's coming down anyway, and he's gonna lose that Hina. So that actually makes it really, really tough because uh, now he's gonna be swinging straight into the Sabo. Yeah, so that's like at least a 6K, 8K, and a 9K coming down onto this Sabo. So this is 6K into it. And I think if you're Sakazuki here, you actually counter out of this, just so he has to swing the 8K or the 9K at it again. Because you don't want those. Or at least block. Two K coming down. think you definitely want to sink these other swings still into the Sabo, since the Sakazuki player doesn't have a lot of cards to work with. Let me see. I don't think so. Yep. Oh yeah, Adrian is fixing his mic right now, so we're gonna have one of us right now. But going on to this game, it looks like he just blocks outs, keeps his board, and another Yamato's down. This is such a tough situation for Sokka to get out of if he doesn't have something like a 10 cost Kaido.
Yeah,
Let's see. 10 down to work with for Sakazuki, but there's 3 just huge bodies on the board. Mhm.
All right.
Okay, yeah, let me
So
see.
I am back, guys. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, we're heading to overtime right now, but honestly, it seems like the game is wrapped up. There's 2 Yamatos. There's Katakuri on board. But we do have to play by overtime rules, so we're gonna do turns 0, 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna see who has most life, and then it goes down to uh, cards in deck, and then characters on board.
Mhm.
Yep.
I think so, yeah. But yeah, he's swinging 7k at life here. This is such a tough situation. No Kaido in I mean with just these huge bodies on the board, like I don't really see a way that Sakazuki gets out of this next turn.
Life is tied, so we need to go to number of cards left in deck.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I just got to update, guys. It is officially over. We're a minute over time, so the game is officially paused, and they had tied life, and so now they're gonna
Yeah.
look at cards in the deck. Honestly,
I mean,
yeah,
cards in deck, that's definitely got to go to NL for sure. Like I think they've only played Shirahoshi, 2 Shirahoshis and Ashura. That's like 3 extra cards that are drawn versus like Sakazuki's cycle every turn.
so, guys, we're going to go ahead and get everything cleaned up for the next round. I know that round 1 was a little bit delayed, but yeah, we're gonna get right into the second round. It's gonna take about 30 seconds. We're gonna start it off, and yeah, give us a moment, but we will be right back. All right, so we have. I'm gonna go ahead and get our two table one participants started. I'm gonna transition us in 1 second. All right, here we go. Adrian, you there?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Our
Sakazuki
first
Mirror. Who would have thought?
Sakazuki mirror of the day.
Who would have thunk it?
The classic.
Yeah, I think we did drop the ball on the overtime last round. This time around, I'm gonna make sure that we call overtime on every table as soon as we do it, and I think we stop right at 5 minutes. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I think either way with that match too, it was I just could not see a way that Sokka gets out of that situation. That was a
yeah.
really rough turn.
I think he knows it. I mean, it is a high stakes tournament, right? You're playing for some finalist card prizes, but I think that Saga player knew from that game state it would be like near impossible to win against the NL.
Yeah, that's a Kaido. That's like a Kaido thing for sure. Yeah, every time I'm like, this game state just completely flips with Kaido, but I think even then it's a little tough.
Yeah, so it seems we're on to a Sakazuki mirror. Playing into this matchup more and more now, I think that there is actually quite a skill expression in this
Mhm.
matchup. Like
Yeah.
obviously going second is I think there's less of a skill expression going second, right? Like both players have to be very good to win the game, but when you're going second, your early game is pretty much played out for you. You play brand new, you play Borsalino or Kuzan, right? You play Hina, Rebecca Hina, and Houndblaze. These are all like the Dawn curve is set out so much for you that there's not too much thinking involved. Whereas when you're going
Mhm.
first, you have to play an odd curve so much that like you really need to know like it is really important for you to cycle correctly. And I don't think every soccer player that plays soccer knows how to do that.
Yeah, I mean cycling is like and what to cycle, looking into the future, it's so difficult to do and it's one of the reasons why Sokka is like one of the hardest decks to play.
Yeah.
But it
Actually,
doesn't look like there was a brand new on that side.
no, he passed turn. I think talking to a lot of my soccer friends, um,
Mhm.
some of them actually prefer, like a few of them are on the mindset that you just hard mulligan for a brand new, but let's say you have a Kuzan and a Borsalino in your hand, so
Mhm.
on your Dawn 4 you get the option of playing a really good blocker or a draw one card that's a cheat code,
Mhm.
and they would rather keep that hand than to draw something that's less optimal.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of that's always what you have to evaluate, right? With every deck that has a searcher is like, do I keep the searcher that's going to search me good cards, or do I just keep the good cards that I'd probably grab off my searcher? But yeah, with Sakazuki, it's definitely a lot different because it could grab a lot more cards than I mean, it basically grabs almost your entire deck, so you could kind of shape your hand around it. But a turn two play like Kuzan or Borsalino is definitely really good, as we could see here from the left side. But yeah, 5 Dawn on the Sakazuki going first here.
Yeah,
I mean, it's such an awkward. I mean, yeah, like what do you do here as like a Sakazuki player on 5 Dawn?
yeah. So if if the going second player plays Kuzan, you can't play a blocker Borsalino. That just gets popped.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. This is a good response.
Sabo's Kingdom
So
though.
you can't really do anything. So you play Sabo and you basically force a Houndblaze out of your
Yeah.
opponent.
Hmm.
But if I had a Hina Houndblaze, that would be a good response against Kuzan.
Oh, for
Uh,
sure.
yeah. Or let's say like a Great Eruption and and a Lucci. That's also a good response. Uh, I mean, I think there's another play too, right? There's Great Eruption, Houndblaze, and then playing another brand new. Usually that probably yields the best, right? Because the turn after you're forcing them to drop the first Lucci, and then
Yeah.
after that, that's when you kind of just go back and forth, clearing each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to do something with the Kuzan here. There's always a risk of it getting bottom decked right away. But I think, yeah, Kuzan Houndblaze is not too bad. He's gonna swing 5k, give up a 1k counter. But yeah, let's see what he ends up doing to answer this. Yeah, so right away he's gonna swing 6 with the Kuzan. 5 Dawn left to play for his turn.
And a 6K swing coming from Sakazuki.
Yeah,
So
I think that's great to block there.
I mean, you pretty much that Sabo's going away, so you might as well
Yeah.
use the most out of it, right? So blocking
for
counter
sure.
with the 1K.
Yeah. Like you don't want to count. You don't want to use one of your like rare 2Ks out of your hand. If he has the removal for it, which he does, he's gonna use it. Yeah, and then Hound Blaze comes down. He swings for 8 at life. Thinking about if he should trigger this. Looks like a Great Eruption trigger.
It is quite odd that he has now 3 Dawn.
Yeah,
I would
I mean,
even
like,
I would even have liked to just swing 5 and then just Hound Blaze so that I could play a 4 Dawn card. Right? If he
I
has
see, yeah.
Kina here, that might be nice, but I think his hand might be no, he's at 6 cards in hand.
Yeah. Tashiki's coming down, which is pretty interesting. Definitely not the worst thing to come down. I do think he's very vulnerable to something like the Lucci combo. Even and he doesn't have a lot of cards in hand either. So something like full on like Rebecca Lucci combo is gonna cost him a lot.
Yeah, I think there's a couple routes to go about it, right? Like at 7, I think dropping the big Borsa is not a bad option, but you can also do Hina Lucci, and that would clear both. Like anything. Here's the thing, like putting Tashi on board and having it getting cleared, it's almost an even trade-off, right? Like that guy
Yeah.
got his card removed for free,
Yeah.
but it was a 2K, so like, but you use the resource for it.
Yeah, so it looks like he's gonna Hound Blaze here, and he's gonna swing 7 into the Kuzan, which I think is definitely incredibly smart. He has 4 Dawn to play something else out. He's basically committed. He's committed
Oh,
like
the reverse
almost
Kuzan.
nothing.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that play. I really, really like it. Basically maximizing his brand new, because that card's going away this round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here on his 8 Dawn turn, what I'd like to see is a Rebecca Lucci. I know that there's a misconception that the player that plays the first Rebecca loses, but I just don't think that's true. I think at 8 Dawn, that's your strongest Dawn. You know, no one else gets to play that combo, so you should be the first one to do it. But here he does the swing 6 and then plays a big Porcelino.
Yeah. I mean, that's also a pretty strong play. I do think if your trade, I mean, he doesn't. Both these players don't really have a lot of cards in hand, and I mean, if you're gonna get rid of this Borsalino, it's almost always, or it actually is always just a 2-for-1, right? So trading 2-for-1s over and over again.
Yeah.
So Great Eruption's coming down.
So I think in this 9 Dawn turn, a lot of people would be tempted to play a Borsa against the other Borsa, but I actually prefer doing the Rebecca Hina Lucci combo here because if you don't flood the board, right, then the other person is free to drop a Kaido, right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're playing brand
Especially
new
at
and
3 life.
Porcelino, and then you're swinging for 7, and then he's at 2 life, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. You just drop Kaido, and then there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so Borsalino's coming down. He's going to get rid of his Borsalino. They're kind of just going back and forth. And that trade was actually, I completely forgot about Great Eruption. That trade is actually not a 2-for-1. That's just a 1-for-1 since he's got the cycle. But yeah, let's see. If he has the 10 cost Kaido, it could potentially be really, really bad for the other Sakazuki player.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say if he did drop the Kaido, I think that's when the timer starts for the non-Kaido player, right? You still have a big Borsa on board, so you want to swing. You might go so far to swing like 9-9, like 9 with lead and then 9 with big Borsa, but you absolutely have to get him down to that 1 life and preferably like 0 life, right?
Yeah.
At the very least, you need him to give up 3 counter cards.
Yeah, but it looks like he's just going to swing 6k. He has 9 Dawn left for the turn. Sakazuki on the right's gonna take. Ice Age is coming down. We might see another Borsalino here. Could also potentially see the Lucci.
Yeah, I think it's just a Lucci here.
Yeah, Lucci's coming down.
I think he could potentially set up for like a better Kaido play next turn, right? If he plays the Lucci here,
Or like
I
the
assume he has 5
Borsalino.
Dawn left? Or does he have
Yeah, I think this is 4 Dawn left.
4 Dawn? Okay. So
Yeah, if you
block
had
or
5 Dawn
Borsalino.
for a Sabo would be crazy.
Yeah, Sabo would be nuts.
Yeah, but it looks
Honestly,
like just the Borsalino's coming down.
honestly, I would have preferred to swing 5 and then Lucci and then Sabo because that's a wild turn.
Yeah. Like just protecting your whole board, forcing them to Hound Blaze, and then they're just at 1 life is, I mean, that's such a hard ask. But also, a lot more cards, almost double the amount of cards for our other Sakazuki player on the right. Which honestly, if he's able to remove this board, it's gonna be an uphill battle for the other Sakazuki player on the left. But we'll see what ends up coming down. Oh, this is so interesting. 10 Dawn for a Sakazuki player. So he's gonna cycle here, gets rid of a Tashigi. So
Yeah,
he must have some amount of counter in hand.
it's still a really strong play. I mean, you have to Hound Blaze the Borsalino, or you could pop the
Yeah.
Lucci. I don't know if the Lucci's like worth. Oh, he is at 1 life though, so he did take the 6 swing earlier.
Yeah, so I think getting rid of the Tashigi basically means that he either has just like a handful of counters, or he's really confident that he's going to be able to clear the board this turn. Because getting rid of a 2k while being at 1 life, that's really risky if you can't clear this board. So he's going to swing 7k at life here. I mean, being at 3 cards, you're probably just going to take this. So he does end up taking it. Now our other Sakazuki player has 4 cards in hand. Still 8 Dawn left for the one on the right.
Easiest thing, right? Rebecca Hina Lucci. Yep.
Yeah, Rebecca
There we go.
Hina's coming down. Or actually grabbing back the Lucci, probably has a Hina in hand coming down. Yeah, Rebecca Hina Lucci's coming down, clearing his. Bless you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I muted myself, so the stream didn't hear it, but you did. And I can't wait in OP06, like Gecko Moria comes out.
Oh my God.
Play Moria, play Rebecca, play Hina, and then also play like Helmeppo, and then just like destroy
That's
everything
so
your way.
crazy. Do you think they keep? I think they ban either Rebecca or Hina by then, in my opinion.
I
don't
think
think
Rebecca might get limited or something.
Yeah. I don't know if in OP6 they're gonna let us have the Gecko Moria shenanigans. But yeah, Great Eruption's coming down. We could potentially just see like a Rebecca Lucci back and forth. But I mean, that is still like the person on, or the Saka player on the left, he has less cards in hand. It might be a little bit tough to get that done.
Four cards in hand, right?
Yeah, I think that's 4 cards on the left. Lucci is now at 2 costs.
9 Dawn, what could he do? So I think the general response for against a Rebecca Hina Lucci, first you gotta do is you swing 5 at the Hina. assuming that he has cards to play, which every soccer player should. Swing 5 a Hina minus the Hina, you take out a counter, or if he blocks with Rebecca, then you just Rebecca Hina Lucci and clear his board. So
Yeah.
every sane player is going to try to counter that. I think that's what we're seeing now. Yep, that makes sense. Oh no
Yeah,
no no
getting
no
rid
no!
of the
That's not good.
Rebecca here potentially.
Yeah, he minus the Rebecca. That's
Brand new's coming down.
oh,
He
and then it's
actually
great eruption.
can't grab anything off the brand new, which I have never seen that before, but it was 2 brand news and a Rebecca, which is super interesting. That is really tough.
Yeah, Lady Luck is not on his side right now. Oh, and he drops it to Shigi, and he
Tashigi
does
to
the Luci.
minus. Yeah, and Lucci's coming down. Minus. But that was 3 cards out of his hand. Or I think 2 cards out of his hand, because he was able to grab something. Or no, he was able to draw for turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 cards left in hand. This is looking really rough, actually. If the Sakazuki player on the right could clear his board, it's going to be really, really hard to finish off this game. But if he doesn't, then, I mean, the tide just completely shifts next turn.
You know what? At 2 cards left in life, do you just not go for the fence?
I mean, yeah, I don't know for here, because like there's no swings he could do. But I mean, there's not a lot of. It all depends on what the Sokka player on the right does. Like if he's able to only clear like 1 or 2 things, it might be a little different. But Great Eruption coming down is not a good sign for you.
Eruption's good. Eruption's very good. I'd say if he has double Hound Blaze in hand, he'd go for game. I think that's pretty unstoppable.
Double Hound Blaze, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 2 cards in hand. Yeah, because there's only 1 blocker up. I mean, he motioned to grab 2 Dawn. Yeah, Hound Blaze is coming down onto Borsa, and then we'll see what he ends up going with. This might be an 8K swing, boosted.
So we're on overtime now. It's I think.
Oh.
Are we?
Hound Blaze to bounce back the Tashigi into his hand.
What happened to the timer? Give me a sec. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so 3 cards left in hand. 7 Dawn up. I mean, it's still a little sus. He has a 2K in hand, so that means if he has a 1K, Rebecca is not going to be able to finish the game. So this potentially, I mean, full sending and going for it might not be the correct play here, especially since he has 7 Dawn left. He has so many different plays that he could do. Double Hound Blaze is coming out, though. Hound Blazing the Branu. He had 3 Hound Blazes, and this is 9K into lead, and he's got it. So yeah, he did have the 2K, 1K. That's actually crazy. He had triple Hound Blaze that turn. Double Hound Blaze is the Rebecca, puts 3 on it for 9K swing. He had to. That is absolutely crazy. Wow. That is a crazy game.
Hey, 1 second, folks. We've got some issues with some pairings, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. I'll be back.
All right, so guys, this isn't the next round yet, but it is overtime. So we have about 2 minutes and a half of this round. These guys were made aware of overtime, so I think they're playing out their 0, 1, 2, 3 turns. So we're just looking at the tail end of it. I think Sakazuki's swinging for game at this moment. Okay, no, it is actually the NL side, right? He plays Katakuri to relife, and now it is Sakazuki's turn. So I think Sakazuki is going to end up probably taking this game. It looks like it. So we're going to see a 5 swing. Oh, he actually only had 1 card in hand. So he relifes. Another swing for 5. We're going to have to see a miracle here, but no miracle. And then Sakazuki fold on 15k swing and takes it against NL. So we're going to go ahead and tally these results. I think this was the last round, the last game of the round. So yeah, we'll be back in like 30 seconds along with my co-host. And yeah, let's go right into it. Gimme like 30 seconds.
Yep, I can hear you now. Yeah, no, for sure. Everything runs so smooth.
Okay, guys. Everyone is heading onto their table, so we're gonna make our way to. We're gonna check out the table 1 and table 2, because if I swear if we see another Sakazuki matchup, I'm just going to be very upset. So hopefully we see some yellows. Maybe we see some like Zoros. You know, something other than Saka's versus Sakamir.
Yeah. Would love to get to see Kuro play though.
You are playing Katakuri, and Table 1 is playing Sakazuki Mirror, and we stream Sakazuki Mirror way too much. What's up?
I think Sakazuki Mirror is more entertaining.
More interesting? No. We're gonna stream your game. So yeah, good luck, have fun. Get started. I love that playmat on the right side, by the way.
That is a cool play, man.
I wish you were playing NL right now, so because
Yeah.
right. That's cool. All right, good luck, guys. Have fun.
Yes.
All right. Oh, my Discord just restarted. That's great. What the heck? Give me 1 second. There we go. Show now view participants, transition, and we are underway. Awesome. All right, Adrian, tell us your thoughts. Sakazuki versus Katakuri. What do you think?
Um, I think it's like this game is just completely dictated on how many 10 moms the Katakuri can drop. Like that's pretty much almost all it comes down to. Because I think there was that hero. I think it was Hiro Shisho that came out with. I follow so many Twitter people, but someone came out with like a data with some CS data on like your chances of winning based off how many 10 drops are played, and after two it becomes almost impossible for Sakazuki to win, and they were all like high level CS games. So we'll end up seeing if that's the case now, but yeah, I'm pretty convinced that it's just completely based off of how many 10
Yeah,
moms can be dropped.
I think that is the case in 06, but I think in 05
Interesting.
it might be different. I mean, there is a fundamental difference between the Asia scene and ours, is in that Katakuri doesn't have access to the promo Zoro yet. So
That's good. Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, like imagine like right now everyone has 4 Thunderbolts, but when promo Zoro comes out, that's 8
Yeah,
Thunderbolts
eight.
that's able to be triggered. It
Yeah,
makes the matchup much harder, closer to 50-50, and like at the very least, like in my experience watching this matchup or playing this matchup, I don't mind seeing 2 big bombs. You know, I've even played through
I
3
see.
and it was fine.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, the promo is so good into Sakazuki. It pops pretty much everything on their board, aside from like Sabo. Yeah, we'll end up seeing how this shakes out.
I'd say an interesting tidbit that we see now is these like uh, these these what do you call it? These displays, these like one touch displays. They're not one touch, but they're really popular nowadays. And I think the EU winner Fabian, when he
Yes, yeah.
uses the leader ability, he flips
Flips.
his card from the alt art to the normal art, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what we see here. So I think it's become a trend. I might start doing it, but you know, it's just fun.
Yeah, there I remember we back in locals we always used to talk about how this is going to shake up in the US, cuz the official ruling is that you have to have it in a sleeve. And if you actually look at like all the Asia tournaments, they have all these like beautiful alt art cards in just a singular sleeve, and it's so sad. But yeah, when I saw that thing in EU, that was really pushing kind of the boundary for that ruling. But I don't, at the end of the day, I don't think it matters too much, especially for the leader card. But we'll see.
Yeah.
And ulti's being played down.
Ooh, that's a spicy. So in alt, not only is ulti being played, but it's on the turn 2 going second.
Yeah.
So I think that that's one of the arguments that for putting ulti in a deck, in that you know you have an extra turn 2 play if you don't see an admiral. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's not really the best card to play on your Dawn 4, right?
Yeah. I think ulti as a card, it gives you like a lot in all your other matchups that like aren't the mirror. But ultimately I don't know if it warrants giving you enough, because all of your other matchups are pretty solid anyway. But we see a Gadatsu coming down, KOing it right away. So we're
Yeah.
not really gonna get to see how good that ulti would be.
That's a big reason. You know, I just don't believe in ulti. I was a really big ulti believer when O5 first started, but
Oh yeah.
you know, you just get starved. You know, yellow has Gadatsu, mirror just pops you. There's not really any safe matchups to play this card.
Yeah. And I mean, like, even the situation right now, like Sakazuki only having 5 cards, 3 life, into Katakuri with 5 life and a board, it's gonna be really, I mean, another part of why this matchup is so difficult is Sakazuki um, just isn't aggressive enough sometimes, and it's difficult to kind of find your footing and find the board to deal with Katakuri. Because Greater Option's coming down. Take that Gadatsu down to 2. Lucci's probably coming down after.
Yeah. Here's the crazy part is this Sakazuki right now is playing like he's going first on a going second curve. So it's not looking too good. I mean, I think Lucci is still a good power play here, but I think next turn it's gonna be 7 Dawn. I assume he's gonna drop an NL or a small
Oh
mom.
yeah, even a small mom here is really good because you don't really want to drop down to 1 or I think that's, or actually 2 life isn't that bad to drop down to burn off of here actually. But we'll see what he ends up doing. 7 mom I think would be pretty insane though.
Not gonna lie, I've practiced this matchup a bunch, and at 7 Dawn, I'm surprised to be at 3 life. So I'm usually at 2 life. I see the mom getting dropped, and then I'm forced to replenish. But I think generally in this matchup, you want to replenish instead of taking. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what he does here.
Yeah, because he's gonna end up, he counters that. That is 7 Dawn. Small mom's being played. I mean, this could potentially get dangerous. Yeah, he has to replenish here. Give that 1 life, because if he drops down to 2 with 5 cards in hand, it's a really, really dicey situation to get in.
Agreed. Okay, a 6 swing. That's you always want to swing with your creeps first, just to block that thunderbolt.
Yep.
If you're gonna get thunderbolted, you might as well get a swing out of it.
Yeah, especially only having 1 like character on board.
I think this is a little bit greedy from Katakuri. So, and he's countering out twice, but at 5 life, you can afford to take 1 hit. You know, see what resource you're getting, and you know if you're getting a trigger, then you know that's pretty hard against Sakazuki. And you know the next swing is a 5K, so you can always counter out pretty easily.
Yeah, I do agree. But I think it's just, yeah, it definitely depends on what's in hand, because if it's just like big drop after big drop, it's gonna be really tough for the Sokka player to swing into them anyway. So, but we'll end up seeing what's going on. He does take the
A greater option Borsa, yep.
Yep, drop down. So that's getting bottomed.
Yeah, that's a turn you wouldn't be able to do if you were going first, since you couldn't get the extra Dawn for the greater option. So I think he's in a good spot. Honestly, I would rather, man, if Katakuri triggered something here, then that would be, you know, pretty terrible. But he's in a good spot now, right? I don't know. Like, is he gonna play Katakuri here?
Yeah, I don't know. Playing Katakuri, getting rid of the Borsa, I think is actually a pretty disgusting play. Because I mean, the Sakazuki player only has 4 cards in hand, and there's not a lot of ways that you could get those cards back once they're gone, if your opponent isn't swinging into you, right? But Pudding's coming down. He still has 9 Dawn left, so maybe he's trying to fish for the Katakuri here. He gets a Thunderbolt. But yeah, I don't think, because you're not as afraid of 10 cost Kaido, because you have 10 drop Mom. So just like full starving them is completely an option as well. But we'll end up seeing what he Goes for I don't think he has the Katakuri in hand, because if you did, I feel like you would just swing 7k into the Lucci and then Katakuri the Borsalino. Yeah,
Oh,
no
so
Katakuri is coming down.
yeah, this is
Swinging
an 8
8k.
swing on Alucci, and he's probably just gonna play Gadatsu. No, or he has 6k counters. You know what would be crazy is if we saw a vanilla Pero.
Arrow Sparrow. Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. Honestly, not the worst card to play in decks now that Luffy, Whitebeard are full power, but we'll end up seeing it. I think it is just gonna end up being like a 4 cost Sanji here and then leaving 2 Dawn up.
Oh
I do
man,
like leaving the 2 Dawn up there.
that's a really weak turn.
Yeah.
For 9 Dawn, that's really weak. So I think
Yeah.
what you can expect is that his hand is just full of big moms and 2k counters. Like that's what I'm thinking if he's playing a turn like this.
Yeah, which honestly, like, not the worst thing to have, but I think leaving the 2 Dawn up is really funny because it does get your opponent thinking, like maybe they have something like Ikoku Sovereignty, or something similar to that. So that's going to be something they have to think about, in the next, when they're going for lethal or in the next turns. But we see that Rebecca's coming out. This is pretty much a perfect Rebecca Hina Lucci board to go off of.
All right, so we see a Rebecca Hina Lucci combo come out. Pretty disgusting. Basically wipes out all of Katakuri's board.
Mhm.
I think at this point now you want to start swinging. I would have
Oh, yeah.
preferred if Saka just swung first and then played,
Yeah.
right? Because if a Thunderbolt goes on Rebecca, then we don't really want that.
Yeah.
8k swing.
Yeah, 8's coming down. 7's probably coming down right after. Or something like something like a Man Sherry would be pretty disgusting too. With only like one, with no cards left on the board. But a Satori is going to come out.
Satori comes out. Nice, nice, nice.
Gets rid of the Thunderbolt he searched earlier. Yeah, 7k is coming down.
Here's where this is where like the RNG of yellow kicks in. Like there is absolutely no counterplay if in this life that he takes. I hope he takes it.
Yep.
Oh, he does. He
No,
counters out.
2k, 1k.
I think that's a mistake. But like if he countered out and if he took it, triggered a cracker, played Thunderbolt, the game's over. Like I've seen Katakuris do that, and that's why yellow is such an anomaly. Like,
Yeah.
it's a disgusting deck.
Yeah. I mean, a 5k is coming down here. Yeah, I wonder why what the thought process there was behind taking that. I feel like this looks like you're going to play 10 Mom. So, I mean, 10 Mom up, going down to
Whoa,
1 life.
He took that life.
Very interesting play. Yeah,
I did not expect him to take a 5k swing.
Yeah, me neither. I feel like, I don't know, it's a little bit dangerous. Especially since, you're gonna have to full swing here. And you're not fully protected under like the Rebecca, and if there's like a Sabo, since they can have stuff like Amaru for game. But we'll end up seeing what the plan is here. There's 5 cards in hand, 10 Dawn for the Sakazuki to work with.
Yeah, I mean, you just saw him counter out with all his Dawn, so you have to assume that he's really low on it, right? Like at this point right now, I would swing 5 into Satori, see how he feels about it. But like this big mom has to go, right? There's no way she's sticking with board, because if she does, then Katakuri plays big mom, and then just swings life for 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, like, oh, we're gonna see a counter out on the Satori, it looks like. Yeah, Satori's now gone. Yeah, you definitely have to just turn after turn remove their entire board, because if you just let them have any kind of board, right, while they have like a 10 mom out, the game is pretty much over. So Borsalino's coming out. He's gonna swing. This looks like a trigger coming down, potentially a trigger, and it looks like it is coming down. It's Cracker. He's gonna discard another Thunderbolt.
Oh,
So honestly, discarding cards that probably not going to be used throughout the game, but this is a low hand count for Katakuri. Yeah, Great Eruption's coming down, drawing first, leaving Big Mom still at 7.
are we gonna see an Ice Age on the Big Mom and then another Rebecca Hinalushi, or
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to have some combination of like Ice Age to get rid of this thing.
yeah, because you need to get rid of that Cracker too. That's an extra swing that you don't want to see.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I think Ice Age here has to be the play. There's the way he's playing right. He needs to have Ice Age.
Mhm. Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't. Oh, he's discarding a
He's
Houndblade.
cycling a Hound Blaze, which super, super interesting. Definitely seems like he's fishing for something here. Because I feel like discarding the Hound Blaze, that's huge.
I don't know about this. That's
Yeah, this
I
is
mean,
potentially dangerous.
here's the dilemma, right? If you don't have an efficient way of removing the Big Mom, you just shouldn't try it. I mean, at that
Hmm.
point, you just remove the Cracker, and then you set up like blockers, and then if he Big Moms you, then you just block out that 12 and you counter out. And
Yeah, Suru coming down to
oh no.
onto the Big Mom. This is at 5 now, but still out of range. Still out of range from anything. Even Borsalino. 4 is coming down for Rebecca. Potentially Rebecca grabs back Lucci, and then like a Hina's coming down still. But that's so many cards out of your hand at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't have played Rebecca here. Maybe like, but he needs to get rid of. He needs a second blocker because of that Cracker trigger.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, so Lucci is coming down
Oh,
again, but this is
it's
still
discard
2
the Hina,
cards.
dude.
Discards a Hina. Wow. I mean, that at that point, that's the best option that you can discard, right? You don't want to get rid of any of your blockers. And that's just so much. That's so much tempo that just playing the Big Mom gave him. Like, that was like a 3-for-1 right there. And it still got its on play effect, which is the Big Mom is so, so crazy to see. And here, if another Big Mom gets dropped, this is just like, it's such a rough game for the Sakazuki player at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we know exactly what's happening next round, right? Like the Big Mom is dropping. He's gonna replenish to four life. Yeah, there's basically I don't even see it like Sakazuki's at 2 right now. If he doesn't drop a Kaido, like, he can't even drop a Kaido at this point, right?
Yeah, but I mean, 5K from here, it seems a little bit weird. He's gonna counter out 1K here. He might not have the Big Mom, or he might just be baiting for cards out of hand, but he's gonna swing with the Cracker here, drop him down to 0. Potentially, oh, but he plays the Big Mom. That to me is kind of a weird play. I feel like just the one card out of his hand that was already like huge, and then you drop the 10 mom, burn that second life, and then leave him at one card in hand. So that play was a little bit weird to me, but the 10 mom does come out.
I think we're on the Sakazuki side, right? 3 cards in hand. I think at this point, right, you need to get rid of that Cracker. I think you absolutely need to get Katakuri down to that 2 life. You actually can't get him down below that. As soon as you do, he Amaras and you lose the game. So
Yeah.
I think, like, honestly, the best choice here would be just to swing twice. Hope you don't get like if he pulls a trigger and plays another creep, you lose, right?
Yep. I
And
mean,
then
5K is coming down on the cracker
yep,
now. Yeah.
6K swing. We'll see. But the only play that I see that's an out for Saka here. Oh no, Pero. Oh
Pharaoh's
no.
Pharaoh comes out and he discards another Pharaoh's Pharaoh. That's crazy. 6K again's coming down. Yeah, you just kind of have to try to power through this. I mean, he still has 10 Dawn up. Like, he could just try to full blocker up, but being at 0 life is it's a tough situation still.
Oh, he's
8K.
swinging. Oh no. Okay. So I think I know what the next play is. I think he's gonna play Sabo.
Yeah, I think you have to play Sabo or something here just
I
to block the Thunderbolt, force them to have like
You
Amaru's.
know what? I think he's gonna have to double Sabo here.
Yeah, double Sabo. But I mean, yeah, that will definitely get you through it since he only has 3 swings left on the board. I mean, even just playing like one blocker here could potentially be the game winner. Even
Yeah,
one
I'm just
Sabo.
memeing, but I think Sabo needs to be played here. He needs to draw
Yeah.
some counters because even though he has three, you know, there's no way he doesn't have a dead card in one of those three. Oh, Ice Age.
Yeah, Ace Age is
Oh,
being
he's pitching it.
pitched.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's just fishing for blockers at this point. You just have to hope he doesn't run things like Amaru because I mean with only 3 cards in hand, every swing's getting through, so you have to have a blocker to meet it.
Yeah, I don't think he has it, man.
Yeah, this is a rough situation. Yeah, I don't even know what combination of cards gets you out of this aside from like something like a Borsalino plus Ice Age on the 10 Mom or some crazy stuff. Like you have to have exactly like Ice Age, Great Eruption, Borsa.
Yeah, I think the previous turn he played Rebecca and Hina, and then he played Lucci, right? He should have just played Hina.
Hmm.
I don't think he should have played a Rebecca, but I think it's because there was a cracker there.
Yeah,
But
wanted the blocker.
but yeah, if you're not able to clear both and you have to make such a expensive turn, I
Mhm.
think you just give up on clearing the 10 cost mom. You blow up the cracker and then you play an efficient turn where oh shoot.
Oh, Suru's coming down.
No.
I mean, but this kind of has to be done. Like, he needs to get rid of some sort of attackers here.
You hate to see this though.
Houndblaze is coming down as well. He's going to boost. I don't think you swing at this. And he's going to pass the turn. So I mean, yeah, if he has like something like an Amaru here, the game's just over. Amaru or Thunderbolt.
You know if we're going this route, right? I would have preferred to just swing 5 and 6 with Rebecca.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
Amaru's
it's
coming down. Yeah, the game is pretty
yeah.
much over from then on. Scoop it up. Yep.
Oh, a
10 cost Kaido.
Kaido.
But it was like not even it's like it's not even gonna get you there, right? Like that's the trouble with Katakuri is like even there's not really a time to play Kaido since they could just burn your life away.
I mean that was a pretty good game. I think that was a great showing from Katakuri. I don't think his triggers were like insane, right? We saw Perispero, we saw Satori, but in general, I think he just played out his turns really well. I think he had one bad turn where he was forced to just play a Sanji and swing to clear Lucci, but aside from that, he played the big mom on curve, or as soon as he could, and then I played another mom
yeah, I don't think that
Yeah.
there's anything wrong from the yellow side.
Yeah, I think for sure that was just like a pretty textbook great game played. Uh the only play that I disagree with is that second 10 mom turn. He would have had one less card in hand if he just played the 10 mom instead of swinging first. But other than that, I mean, there's like, uh, there's not a lot you can do in that matchup sometimes, especially getting like a couple of good triggers like extra bodies on board really swings it in Kata's favor.
All right, guys, give us another second. We're gonna go ahead and let me go ahead and see what everything is up. So, just in general, guys, sorry, this was a uh, yeah, our official judge was had something to do today, so that's why like I'm picking up a lot of like the admin work. Um, Cal, if you're listening or you see this VOD, dude, you do so much for us. I didn't even know, man. There's so much stuff involved. Especially this tournament is slightly bigger than the other one we ran. That was 32 people. This one is I think around 42, 43 players. So just a lot of learning. So a lot of things to take away. But we will be back in very shortly.
Hey guys, so I'm so sorry guys. I do realize today was a really scuffed day and a stream. I'm not particularly happy with it. Honestly, I'm really disappointed in myself. And I'm sorry that, you know, I let my co-host down. Um, this is just not the type of like content that I want to put out, or like, you know, I don't feel like this is a tournament that's in the standards for what we want to do. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to wrap up the stream. I'm going to end it. And I'm going to focus on running the tournament, right? Because it just seems like there's a lot of problems right now. And I want to, first and foremost, I want to make sure that the tournament is run properly. So I'm going to, you know, stop the stream so that I can focus on, you know, judging and making sure that everything is running accordingly, because there's going to be 6 rounds, and you know, I don't want to make everyone wait till midnight, right? So I do appreciate everyone for stopping by and watching the stream and watching some of the games. I'll see you guys at nationals. You know, if you guys see any of our team PDC members, just say hi and, you know, stop by for a chat. We'll probably be busy competing or just talking about One Piece, so it's gonna be a really fun time. But appreciate everyone. Next time we run a tournament, we will have our official judges back. Everything will be organized and ready to go. And you know, I'll fix my stream setup and all that stuff. So thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. Have a good one. I'm going to run this in offline in the terms.